Sudan, Somalia, Yemen, and Nigeria. All four of these countries are on the brink of a famine. How many of you have woken up and realized that you have absolutely nothing to eat? Places such as the ones mentioned above are on the edge of experiencing absolutely no available food and malnutrition. I'm sure you've heard of this issue various times, either on TV or on online postings to help these people. But I find it so troubling that in this day and age, we still have people who are dying from malnutrition, when in the United States, we don't even consider the possibility of a famine. According to the World Bank, approximately 20 million people are on the brink of starvation in Africa. Of those 20 million people, 10 million of those are children. According to the CEO of Save the Children, Carolyn Miles, she describes the situation as being one of the worst crises that has been since World War II. Miles also reflects that she doesn't think the world has really woken up to this issue. It is a disaster at this point, she says. The possibility of 4 famines occurring all at once. Recently, ABC anchor David Muir and his team traveled with Carolyn Miles out to the deserts in hope of reaching some of the most remote villages in Somalia, where the residents of this town are in desperate need of food and water, where many are already lined up by the trucks of Save the Children or UNICEF to receive aid. According to the United Nations, the main cause to the famine is not only due to the drought that's occurring in these places, but also because of the war in these areas. The war in this area is restricting aid for these people in South Sudan. One of the problems is that it is a combination of government and military operations and restrictions for relief operations. Many of the relief volunteers have been threatened and in some cases killed in the process of providing aid. Human actions have been the main contributors to making the situation in these areas worse. According to The Atlantic, organizations such as Al-Shabaab are controlling the southern region of Africa, where the drought is causing where the drought is worse. Man-made problems have caused all this to occur. So one of the solutions is without collective and coordinated global efforts, people will starve to death, and many more will suffer of disease. I urge that if you can, please donate your money to organizations such as Save the Children and UNICEF. I also urge that you push our government to continue to fund these type of efforts to keep providing foreign aid to these countries. I'm not sure if any of you are aware, but the Trump administration is planning on cutting half of their foreign aid to these type of places. They're already not able to do a lot of work with the funding they have, let alone with half of it. As I said, it is important that we continue to push awareness in this issue and not only take it as just another news, but actually take it to heart. 4 famines occurring all at once in 2017. Can you imagine that? I hope that you realize the power of awareness and financial contributions, because without them, humanitarian organizations can no longer be able to provide the necessary aid to these communities. In addition to this, that to not occur, as stated before, we need to continue to fund these efforts. Malnutrition will continue to occur in these countries, and they will be left forgotten, as they've always been.